Hey, so this is close to the last videos of this sequence, and I'll be showing you how to set up a project in pycharm and also then link it to some other files that you might need if you're taking the bioinformatics course. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to download the code that we're going to be using in this. So say there's a really cool open source project that you want to use like bin4py, you can download this code. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make it available to our project. So I'm going to save it straight into my video example folder that we were working with before. And I'm going to call it bin4py instead of bin4py master. So just save that there. This downloads. And now what I can do is I can go into that folder and we can see that we have the zipped file. So let's just unzip that and put that into our rubbish. Let's also change this to just bin4py. Okay, great. So what we're going to do first off is just open this project up in pycharm. So to do that, we just open up pycharm and then we're going to open, pretending I don't have that there, from our documents, code, and then vid example. So this is just the folder that we made in the previous video. If you remember, it had a README and a Python example file, which all that it had was saying cats, and now we've put the bin4py folder in here. So what we want to do is we want to be able to use stuff from this bin4py system essentially. So we want to be able to use something from, say, the sequence.py file. Looks super handy or something. So we can try just importing sequence. But it doesn't let us do it. It says it can't find it. And that's because this bin4py hasn't been added to the path. So the way that Python essentially knows where different packages are, if you install it using conda or pip or something like that, it essentially will add it to the same location. However, if you just have a folder which has code in it, it doesn't know where to look, and it's not going to look in every single folder on your computer. So what you need to do is basically tell your computer to be able to find the code here. So what we can do is before this, there's a couple of things you can do. The first one is the most simple and it'll work in pretty much all situations. So you can import sys, which is just the system, and we can add to the path. So that's our system path, the whole folder path of this thing. So to find that, let's go into our terminal and print working directory. So we want to copy and paste this entire file path here, and then add bin4py. Cool. So now while this doesn't go away, we should still be able to print cats. So let's try running this, and we can run it by, as in the first video I showed you, we can set this if name equals main. So we're just going to type if underscore underscore name underscore underscore equals main. Not good at typing today, am I? We just want to print worked. So let's see if this works. Now we can press this green button and run that. So it can find it, but we've got this problem saying this doesn't work. So are we running this in the right conda environment? So we can see that we're using our base one. Let's change that to Python 3.8. So let's go into our preferences, click on project video example, project interpreter, and change this to be the environment that we created right at the start. So let's go show all. And if you remember, we had one called video env, and we'll just click OK. So now we're going to have the video environment installed, and we can try rerunning this with this new environment. So see if it was just an issue with Python 3.8 and 2.7, and it was. But something which I don't really like is that this little red underline doesn't go away. So what we can do, instead of having this sys.path.append, also just to prove that it doesn't work when we don't have that, if we rerun this, it'll say no module name sequence. What we can do in this pycharm environment is we can say, this is actually a source file. So if we go file, pycharm, and we go back to our preferences, we can go back to our project and we'll click on the project structure. So what we want to do is we want to say that this is our source and also this bin.py folder is a source. So let's try that now. Cool. Now it's gone away, we can import sequence, we can import anything from bin.py, and let's try running this, and it printed cats and worked. So this is just a simple way of being able to import files from a directory that we want to use. So I showed you a way which you could use do it, which allows you to do it anywhere, which was basically adding that system.path append. Alternatively, you can use the utilities in pycharm itself. You could also add it to the path permanently by altering your Python path, but I won't show that in this video. So yeah, that was really simple, right? In the next video, I'll show you how to set up a Python, basically your folder environment, so it's slightly nicer than this, so you don't start just getting all sorts of different files, so that you can actually run tests and things like that. So come along to the next video if you're interested to learn a little bit about tests in pycharm.